July, August, and September, and your fourth quarter is including October, November, and December. So entire year we can summarize. So such a way we can represent if we consider only single dimensional, that is in multi-dimensional in cube, which we are representing as a months or quarters. If we go for the region, I can say countries, or we can go for in depth cities, states, or your local offices, or like that. So here we are representing, you can see in figure, USA. So in USA, in first quarter, which product sold, that product is as a, you can see here categories. Suppose I am a electronic industry, and I am selling as an electronic industry, televisions, personal computers, VCRs, video, VCRs, and these three products. So how many televisions are sold in first quarter of month in the USA, like this. So how many PCs I have sold in third quarter, fourth quarter, or one quarter in Canada, USA, all this. So likewise, region wise, I can get the information. I can sum up total products sold in that country, total products sold in different quarters in the year, right? So this is how we can summarize it. All we can sum. So this is the example how we can represent multi-dimensional data in form of cues, and what are the different, you can see informations are contained in the cube. Hope you are clear. So here we are. So data warehouse is based on multi-dimensional data model which views data in form of data cube. What is data cube? So data cube is kind of a representation of view of your multi-dimensional data, such as sales. So allows data to be modeled and viewed in multi dimensions. Dimension table. So there is a dimension table, there is a fact table. What is meant by dimensional table? Cube already we have understood, I think. So you got it. If I represent data cube as a cells, so cells will give me this one, right? Sales of products, sales of dates, and in which country. So entire regarding sales, I can represent maximum information using this data cube, and which I can mine easily. I want to identify that how many televisions are sold in month of Jan, Feb, and March as a first quarter, or I can go for month wise. So how many televisions are sold in January? Like for 12 months, I do have the record available, so I can mine it easily, and I can take an analysis. For example, if in the month of June the maximum number of televisions are sold, then I can say that there are chances that there is a huge requirement in the month of June next year also. So I can identify the patterns. If that particular month represents the lower sales of that product, indicates in this period or these dates are having low demanding, and accordingly I can make a necessary changes, I can make a necessary arrangements, right? So this is how we mine a data. Just to tell you an example, so I want to identify if month of October and November the sales of televisions are more, I can identify there will be a festival season Diwali or something like that. So I can come up with good offers so that I can increase those sales, I can get benefit out of it. So as the industry, I will think like this. Even some particular dates, the sales are lower. So again, I can identify in which region they are lower, right? And what actions I need to take. So I can take a decision. I can define a process. So this is what the data mining will give you, data warehouse will give you. So if such kind of models are there, definitely you will extract, you will transform, and you will load the data very efficiently. So we can take a decision. So this is how it goes. When we allow these data to be modeled and viewed in multiple dimensions, again there are two, you can say tables, kind of tables we can generate. One is called as a dimension table and second is a fact table. What is dimension table? Dimension table can be like the items, like item name, brand, type, or time, like day, week, month, quarter, or year. As per our requirement, we can represent this time. As per our requirement, we can represent items. So such a way, those dimensions will be one, two, three, or multi-dimensional data. So these kind of tables are called as a dimension tables. Dimension tables. Okay. So just now, right, we have seen cube. So cube, I can say it's a, if only dates I am considering or time I am considering, I can consider days of month, weeks of the month, or month, quarter. So combinedly months as a quarter, and entire year. It depends on us. We have seen example of quarters. So we can represent it as a year also. So in the 2018 year, how many such product categories different available, how many numbers of those product categories are sold? If a product category consider television, how many televisions are sold in 2018 as a year, like that. So dimension tables will be like this. Fact tables are bit, you can say, different than or more than dimension tables. Fact tables contains measures such as dollars or sold dollars and keys to each of these related dimension tables. So if there are dimension tables and each of dimension table related measures contains keys, then those can be represented as a fact tables. So we can just remind or recall that the dimension tables with the keys are called as a fact tables. Also in data warehouse, the ND base cube is called as a base cuboid. So topmost is the uh, zero D base, zero dimension cuboid, which holds the highest level of summarization, also called as the apex cuboid, and later all other remaining cuboids like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 dimensions, like that. The number of dimensions we add on, it becomes a multi-dimensional data. Just to show you like that. So 0D will be called as the apex, and lattice of cuboids forms a data cube. So all these lattices will form a data cube. For example, like this. So 0D is the apex, then 1D cuboids, 2D cuboids, 3D cuboids, and 4D, that is the base cuboids. And this is how we can create a lattice of cuboids, which is represented as a cube. If this is difficult to understand, then we can go for this figure, which will be clear picture. If I say this will be the total number, and we can add it on, like how many in USA, how many in Canada, like this. So we can add it, sum it, take sum, take average, like this. So we go add on the, so such a way, and if those are having keys, then definitely those are called as a fact tables. When we model data warehouse, basically we consider dimensions and measures. And to represent, there are three schemas which we can use as a model. So one is star schema, snowflake, snowflake schema, and third one is a fact constellations schema. Star schema is common, I think you know it. It's a fact table in the middle, which is connected to different set of dimension tables. If we consider snowflake schema, it is just a modification of your star schema. It is a refinement of star schema where some dimensional hierarchy is normalized into a smaller dimension tables. And this shape becomes like similar to snowflake. That's why we say that it is a snowflake schema. Just a minute. Okay. So schema, snowflake schema, which is we are saying that it is a refinement of star schema, and which has a shape like snowflake. So name is given it as a snowflake schema. And last one is a fact constellations. So here multiple fact tables share the dimension tables, and which we can view as a collection of stars, therefore called as a galaxy schema. Just for 1 minute, excuse me. Pizza काय सिग्नेचर कर. फी कधी भरणार? फी भरल्याशिवाय द्यायचं नाही ऍक्च्युली साईन ते पण. पप्पांशी बोल ना एकदा. कर इथे तुझी साईन कर तिकडे. फॉर्म भरताना नॉर्मली आपण 20% 50% फी भरायला सांगितलं त्याच्यात बघू. बोल तसं एकदा एचओडीशी. अभ्यास करतोय, लेक्चर अटेंड करतोय का? Okay, excuse me for the disturbance. We'll continue. So we are modeling data warehouse. When we consider dimensions and measures, we are coming with three models: star schema, snowflake schema, and galaxy schema or fact constellation schema. So we are representing star schema example. Hope you are observing the slides. Maybe in some cases when I'm changing, those are not reflected at a student side. So hope those are displayed, and my voice is also clear and loud. Any problem? You can ping me. You can unmute and you can say. Can you see the example of star schema slide right now? Okay. So we'll continue. So this is how we are representing star schema. So there is a dimension table and fact table. Silel's fact table is there. So time key, item key. So we are taking different dimensions, time, key. When dimensions along with the key, it is a fact table. So we are saying sales fact table, which contains time, item, branch, location, units, dollars, and average. So all will have a measures and dimensions and along with the key. So when we go to time dimension table right now from sales fact table, time, then time dimension table will have a time key, day, day of the week, month, quarter, year. So this is how we represent the time. So this is regarding time is a one of the dimension table which is connected to the sales fact table, that is sales fact table. Fact table is a refinement of star schema, and which have a key with dimension table, right? So here we are representing time key. When I say item key, so it is a key for the dimension table item, and dimension table item contains these fields data. It will have item key, item name as a product name, item product name, brand, the type, and the supplier type. So all this information we can represent as a dimension table item. Then branch. So branch again will have a dimension table which will have a key which is again represented as a sales fact table, branch key. Branch key, branch name, and branch type. Location. Like this we can represent. So this is how it is a star schema. Okay. Now next model is snowflake, and which we say that it is nothing but it is a refinement of star schema. We are normalizing. So we are normalizing the star schema. We are refining. the star schema and representing it as a snowflake. So you can see, if we consider item fact table contains one more key, that is a supplier key. It indicates again there is a subpath, or again there is one more dimension table which is again represented inside a dimension table. So it is refinement, again normalized. So there are hierarchies which are normalized. So if I say item dimension table only, then it contains one more table below it, that is a hierarchy, and we represent along with the hierarchy as a normal structure, and which is a shape of snowflake. So we represent it as a snowflake schema. It is nothing but again it is a star schema, but it is more than that. So item contains supplier key and item key. Supplier key is again represented as a supplier dimension table. So I can say item here, if we consider, is acting as a item fact table, which contains keys, two keys, item and supplier. And in supplier dimension table, there is a supplier key and supplier type. When I say location also, same thing is there. Just as an example, we are showing a location city key. City key is represented as city, state, or whatever provision is made like that, and then country. So there is again fact table, dimension table, and one more dimension table, which is again below it as a leaves, as a hierarchical structure. So this is example of snowflake schema. We have seen a star schema, we have seen snowflake, and third one is a galaxy schema or fact constellation. Here we say it is nothing but it is a multiple fact tables which are sharing the dimension tables with each other. So there is a sales fact table and there is one more shipping fact table, if you observe in the figure. And both are sharing some dimension tables. And we say this kind of model is called as a galaxy or fact constellation schema. Sales fact table also contains time key. It means time as a dimension table. And shipping fact table also contains time key. So time as a dimension table. So both fact tables are sharing one dimension table. We have seen fact table and dimension table, there is a difference. Almost equal, but there is a difference. Dimension table don't have keys, and fact tables will have a keys to represent dimension tables. Even item keys is there, present in both sales and shipping fact tables. So we can say item dimension table is shared between two fact tables, right? There is again location, shipper key, and shipper key contains location key. So there is a hierarchy, there is a snowflake schema, and there is also sharing between the two fact tables. Location key is also present in sales fact table also. So we can say this kind of model acts as a galaxy schema, or one more name is also called as aka fact constellation schema. Hope you got the difference. If you want to draw these diagrams, you can draw, or else take screenshots. We'll allocate time for the same. So first go for the star. Once you finish, tell me. I'll go to next slide, that is snowflake, and then this one. We'll just take a pause for drawing or taking screenshots of these diagrams. Next is a snowflake schema. You can take screenshots or you can draw. Over. Next is fact constellation schema, galaxy schema. Okay, we'll move on. Hope it is over. So this is how we represent hierarchy. If we consider location dimension table. So all, then regions, countries, then city, and then offices. As I said, it depends. If we are considering only office level, we'll not go to the region. But we are considering all this field as a location. Definitely, we can come up with good results. For example, particular office in which country, which city, which region, as a this. So this will give me the clear picture of that product sales, right? This is how we consider dimension location as a hierarchy concept. And if to maintain hierarchy we require another dimension table, we can take help of. And that's why we say that we are represent those in the fact tables along with the keys. And if some dimension tables are common, then we can share it. So we measure data cubes, and we do have the three categories for the same: distributive, algebraic, and holistic. Distributive. So if results are derived by applying kind of a function to the values, maybe for n aggregate values, then it is derived by applying the function on all the data, and we don't require to go for partitioning. Then such kind of we can say measures values or a derivation is called as a distributive. So for example, count, sum, min, max. I want to identify in which country there is a minimum number of cells, so I can go for min function. No need to again separate that data and to do that. We can apply directly this kind of aggregate functions: count, sum, min, max, percentage, like that. Algebraic. If we compute by applying algebraic function to different arguments or values, and each one of which is obtained by applying a distributive aggregate function, then those are called as algebraic. These are different than distributive, but we apply it and we take and compute algebraic function. For example, average v. For average we require sum, right? Mean of n. So mean of n function, where we are applying some arguments. Standard deviation. For standard deviation, again you require to calculate average. Then again it goes to sum, like this. And holistic, if there is no constant bound on storage size needed, then we can apply this kind of holistic data cube measures. That is a taking median, mode, rank function. So we have shown just hierarchies and view of this kind of data warehouse. So you can see here closely, if you look closely, region again gone for the Europe, all these things. Inside that city, and inside city the offices, and we can represent again day wise or quarter wise, year wise data. So this will be the view of your hierarchies which are present in the warehouse. So if I want to explore the Belgium as a country in the Europe, then I can click it and I can go for the hierarchy, explore it, and choose it. Just a sample example, sample view of warehouse and hierarchies are shown. Multidimensional data cube, we have seen sales, regions, and products. Sample data cube also as a product, we are taking listing few. So television, PC, VCR. So in one quarter, if consider this first column itself, then there is TV, PC, VCR, and some. So in first quarter, how many total products are sold? I can go for this sum, which will give me the major kind of attribute. So in one quarter, how many televisions are sold? I can go for separately. And in different regions, for example, countries or all, like Europe and all these kind of funds. Second quarter, third quarter, there's some as per USA. So at the end, if this is the first fourth column, topmost cube, if I consider, I can say that it gives me how many total electronic equipments are sold in USA in the entire year. Right. So this is a sample data cube. I think we have discussed the sample data cube. Cuboids corresponding to the cube. Cuboids we have seen 0D, 1D, 2D, 3D, and 0D is the apex cuboid. So this is how we represent the cuboids corresponding to the cube. So this is the cube and this is the cuboid of it. Same. All product, date, country, product, date, country. Inserting all. So only date, country. I can search. I can search product only. I can search product and date. I can go for product and country. I can go for product, date, country. Only date, only country. Like this. Typical OLAP operations we implement. I think these operations you know it already. Still we'll go for roll up. It summarizes data. So we climb up in the hierarchy or in the dimension. Drill down, so reverse of the roll up from higher level summary to lower level or detailed data, including new dimensions also we can go for in the cube. Slice and dice, project and select. Select which required. Pivot, rotate, reorient the cube, visualizations, 3D series of 2D planes. We can add on multi dimensions and we can view it, rotate it, pivot it. Other operations, drill through, drill across involving more than one fact table. I want to go in depth. So I can use more than one fact table and drill across. So involve. So drill across is involving. Drill through is through the bottom level of the cube to its backend relational tables. And we can use take help of other things also, other technologies also like SQL and all the stuff, tools and different tools also available to do these operations. Roll up, roll up, drill down, slice dice, pivot, drill across, drill through. Here we can show that the operations, typical OLAP operations. So there is a cube and how we can implement all those operations here in this figure it is shown. You can observe. Hope it is visible to you. Just to make bigger like this. You can take snapshot of this screen so you can understand. I think we'll stop here. This much is enough for today. So we have seen data cube and the model, star schema, cuboids, also lattice of cuboids, star schema, snowflake schema, fact constellation, the examples, five figures, hierarchy, then how we measure three categories, distributive, algebraic, holistic. These different functions are available which we can apply on entire data, and we can take the results, calculate sum, count, min, max, how many records in the entire one table. By count function I can identify, which will give me the number of rows available, number of records available in cell table. I can sum the figures, so no need to separately add and do different operation. The sum function will give me all number of whatever columns we want to add, those sums. Minimum, suppose there are 1 lakh records and I want to find one out of 1 lakh product categories, which product category has a minimum sold value. Within seconds I can use minimum function, else I need to search to or go through each and every 1 lakh records. No, not required. I can use min function, max function. So these aggregate functions already are implemented in the and learned. So distributive, algebraic and holistic functions are available. Example of view, cube, multidimensional data, sample data, cuboids, and lab operations. We'll stop here. Next time we'll go ahead. Any doubts are there, you can ask. Only two people are present today. Chaitralia and Nashri. I have noted your numbers, names. Mark, I will mark for your presentee. Thank you very much. You can leave the meeting. Show good day. Thank you.